Tommy V in Michigan. He was on fire this morning.
Okay, thank you, Tommy V in Michigan. Yes, sir. If you share my prayers.
Tommy V's on. Yeah, we'll jump over there.
Tommy V doing great stuff over there.
Okay. All right. Wayne County Jail, 8th floor. What is your name?
Calvin Hurd.
Tell them Hurd. Calvin Hurd.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do we have a bond reduction here?
No, Judge. Judge said no.
What?
That's how I feel too.
Well, I can see why, because this is his second go round.
And he's got open warrants and other cases and all that other stuff.
All right. Well, let's make this quick. Mr. Hurd, you got some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. Court's going to set aside those arrest warrants, give you a personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed on your behalf. The tickets are P1131948, entering a vacant dwelling without owner's permission. Ticket X3815189, no operator's license on person. Ticket P1216288, driver license suspended. Ticket P1437784, possession of drug paraphernalia. On each of these misdemeanor warrants, it carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You get a personal bond, no dollar amount. Pre-trial July 12th in front of Judge Millhouse. Now to your main matter. Calling case number 230-565-2202. People State of Michigan versus Calvin Hurd. Appearances, please.
Thanks, Magistrate. Steve Vincent for the people.
And Ryan Murad, PA 3665, on behalf of Mr. Calvin Hurd, we waive the formal reading. Mr. Hurd stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Or enter and or continue a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Hurd. As to bond, looks like for the reasons stated, Mr. Vincent on record, Judge Giles set a $30,000 cash, no surety bond on May 5th, 2023. The court's going to continue that bond. I assume this is an unaffordable bond. Is that correct?
Correct.
For his failure to appear. Bond redetermination hearing Monday, June 17th, excuse me, 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConico. Probable cause, June 24th, preliminary examination, July 1st. While this case is pending, sir, no contact with the Omaha address where this incident allegedly occurred. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions regarding your bond and or court dates?
You should have personal bonds.
You heard wrong. $30,000 cash. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Several days later.
It's a lie. Sir, can you tell me your name?
Yes, Calvin Hurd.
All right, thank you, sir. State of Michigan versus Calvin Hurd, case 23056-52202. Today is the date set for the redetermination hearing. Appearances, please.
Family Ragnan for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Scheib on behalf of Mr. Hurd.
Mr. Hurd, please state your full name for the record.
Calvin Hurd. All right, thank you, Mr. Hurd. Today is the date set for bond redetermination hearing. Ms. Shive, as to bond.
As to bond, Your Honor, this is allegedly incident date April 18, 2023, making it over a year and a half old. On June 14th, when he was interviewed, he indicated that he's been at the Wayne County Jail for 25 days, Your Honor. The alleged capias is from May 5th. And he said at the time that he had moved, he did not receive notice of the court date. I believe this was the first, to our knowledge, capias for him. He understands he needs to make it to his court dates. He's a lifelong resident. Again, I'm not aware of any other capias history. And we're not aware of any incidents in the year and a few months that have passed since the alleged incident date with him and the location or the complaining witness.
All right, Mr. Ragnar.
Well, Your Honor, the defendant has an extensive criminal history going back to 1983, multiple felony convictions, mostly non-assaultive. He's got assaulting a police officer and so on in 1983. And he has a case pending, Your Honor, for retail fraud first that he was bound over on 4/27/24 to the Third Circuit. So he's also charged as a HAB 4. But Your Honor, the defendant, I believe, had a personal bond initially. So we're not going to object to a high personal bond of $50,000 personal bond, but we want a GPS tether with home arrest, Your Honor, for this defendant. It isn't. Thank you.
1 second. You said the other matter was bound over on the 27th?
Yes, April 27th. That's retail fraud first.
Okay, I'm gonna amend this. I'm gonna amend this to a $50,000 personal bond with a GPS tether. I'm not gonna put the house arrest component on there. But Mr. Hurd, I want to make sure that you show up to your next court date.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. So it's gonna be 50,000 personal. Actually, what's your bond on the matter before the circuit court? Do you know? Let me see. 1 second. Was this the matter out of Mr. Ragland, if you know, was this out of Allen Park?
You know, Judge, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, I am going to keep the tether on here. So it's going to be $50,000 with the GPS tether. Sir, your next date is June. Excuse me. Your next date's going to be June 24th before Judge Giles. And we'll write that down for you. June 24th before Judge Giles. All right, you're all set, Mr. Hurd.
Happy Reader Father's Day, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Here's the last guy.
Sir, can you tell me your name?
Dominique Gordon.
Oh, yeah. All right, this is State of Michigan versus Dominique Gordon, case 240-577-2202. Today is the date set for a bond redetermination hearing. Appearances, please.
Family Ragnar for the people, Your Honor.
Jessica Scheib on behalf of Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon, please state your full name for the record. Please state your full name for the record.
Dominique Davon Gordon.
All right, today is the date set for the redetermination. Bond was set intentionally unaffordable. Ms. Scheib, as the bond.
As to bond, Your Honor, respectfully asking the court to consider a reduction in the bond to 10%, if possible, Your Honor. He lives with his fiance and children. He has 2 kids. He has a 7-month-old baby at home. He provides for his children with his job at Auto, Connecticut Stamping. They pack parts, Your Honor. He works Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. I'm not aware of any capious history. I'm not aware of anything assaultive on his record, and I don't believe he has anything in the last 10 years, at least on his record, if I am correct, Your Honor. He understands he needs to make it to his court dates. These are allegations. They are serious allegations, but that's what they are. He's presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. He doesn't have an assaultive history. There's a co-defendant here that was, the court saw this morning. And so respectfully asking the court to consider a reduction in the bond. And if the court is going to issue a tether, just allow him to go to work and work only so he can continue to provide for his children while he fights these allegations, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Ragnar, that's the bond.
Yeah, we're going to ask that the $200,000 cash, no surety bond remain in place. He's able to post a tether home arrest. Excuse me. Your Honor, this case is the one where the Mr. Rashawn Adams, who you already upheld his bond earlier today, where Mr. Adams shot the victim in the neck, in the scapula, I believe. But this defendant was there as well. He pulled out his gun and started firing shots at the victim as well. And this is observed by a witness, the victim's sister who was there, who identified him from a Facebook photo. They also, Your Honor, he's on video pulling his gun out and shooting at the victim. And in addition, Your Honor, the person who put on this party, birthday party for her boyfriend, was outside and it was cold. So the owner of the hall who came there said she could sit in his car while he went inside to see what was going on. So while she's in the car, he did hear her talking to Mr. Gordon. She made multiple calls, and Mr. Gordon had said, I don't know how he heard this, maybe it's on speaker or what, told her, please don't say anything to the police. And Miss Adams said she would not speak to the police, and that there were cameras and he was caught. That's what she said. So anyhow, he told her multiple times not to cooperate and not to talk. So we have an eyewitness, we have video cameras of this, and we're asking that the bond of $200,000 remain in place, Your Honor. And also, he is on parole at the time of this incident, Your Honor, federal parole for November 10th. He was conspiracy to distribute, I think, 100 pounds or more of heroin. He received 12 years in prison, plus 4 years probation, and he's got a CCW conviction in 2009. So I'm asking for the bond to remain in place. Thank you.
All right. Haven't had a chance to review the investigator's report as well as look at the allegations. I will note that these are allegations. We don't know what the how this is going to wind up, whether this was a mutual fight or self-defense. But what I do know is that both defendants, including Mr. Gordon, were not supposed to have weapons as a result of previous convictions. Bond is going to remain the same, intentionally unaffordable.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We got a note that says the defendant is on house arrest right now. Is that wrong?
Yes, I'm on.
This defendant? He may be on a hold from parole.
It said federal house arrest.
Yes,
he has a federal conviction. He was on parole at the time of the incident. So I don't know how he got house arrest, but
I don't know either. That's why I was a little confused in the investigator's report. Mr. Gordon, I know you're trying to speak right now, but I would strongly advise that you not say anything because it might make it worse. If you need to talk to your attorney, I can put you in a room, let you guys have a chat first.
Okay.
All right. Let me do that right now. Ms. Shah, I'm going to put you in a room with Mr. Gordon. It looks like in the investigator's report, it says the defendant is currently on house arrest with a GPS tether on a federal matter, but I don't have any information as to that. So
Thank you.
A few moments later.
all right, Ms. Shive, is there anything further as to this matter?
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted to let the court know that it is true that Mr. Gordon is on home confinement. He's only allowed to go to work and be at home. However, he was granted permission to be at that location that day, or else he wouldn't have been there. So they know where he is at all times. He doesn't go anywhere other than work or home unless he puts in the request and is granted permission, and he was. And the fact that, he asked to be there, they knew where he was and everything. He knows his terms. He's been out. He did 12 years, Your Honor. He's been out for 2 years, and this is the first alleged incident that we have for him. And these are allegations. We know that there's a lot of parties involved, a lot of things involved. Unfortunately, all we have at this time is an investigator's report, which is not admissible. We haven't seen, the video. We don't have, he'll have his day in court. But for purposes for bond, I understand the court's position and the seriousness. But I think, him knowing that he had to ask for permission to be there. They know where he is. He knows what would happen if he violated anything at any point. He already did 12 years. He's not in a position to want to do any time. For 2 years, there's no alleged incident, small or big, assaultive or not, against him. Respectfully, asking the court to reconsider a slight reduction in the bond, Your Honor. And he's already on the home confinement.
Nope, my bond's going to remain the same in this matter, and it's based on what I put forth earlier. Understanding, commend him for doing everything he was supposed to do on as the terms of his confinement or his parole. But I have a situation here where I've got somebody shot. These are allegations. Like I said, I don't know I don't know one way or another the conditions or the what led up to that shooting. But I have 2 people charged in this situation who, are prohibited from having weapons. And this is all going to resolve itself when people are, here to testify and we know a little bit more about the case. But to ensure the safety of the public, bond is going to remain intentionally unaffordable. That's that.
Thank you.
Next date is June 24th before Judge Sabri.
What's the courtroom number?
I'm sorry?
The courtroom number?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 438.
438.
Yeah, we'll write all of that down for you, sir. We're going to give you documents with that information on there.
Okay.
All right, courtroom 438, June 24th.
Okay.